We turn now to the Trump administration's legal battle over the deportation flights of hundreds of Venezuelans. President Trump has attacked the federal judge overseeing the case, and the case is now heading to an appeals court. Our senior national correspondent, Terry Moran, is at the White House with the latest. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Rebecca. This morning, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is planning to travel to El Salvador and visit that notorious prison where hundreds of Venezuelans were deported from the U.S. summarily with no hearings in their cases. And while the legal battle over those deportations and over whether the Trump administration ignored a court order to stop them continues. Over the weekend, President Trump stepped up his attacks on federal Judge James Boasberg, calling him a, quote, constitutional disaster. Now the showdown between Trump and the judiciary enters a new phase, heading to the U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington as the administration looks to reverse Judge Boasberg's order halting some deportations.
Mr. President, do you think you have the authority, the power to round up people, deport them, and then you're under no obligation to a court to show the evidence against them?
Well, that's what the law says, and that's what our country needs.
At issue is the deportation of hundreds of Venezuelans who were flown to a notorious prison in El Salvador last weekend under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, despite Judge Boasberg's verbal order to turn the planes carrying them around. In court, the judge warned there will be consequences if he decides that his order was deliberately disobeyed, and he expressed sharp skepticism about the sweeping claim of presidential power at the heart of this case. Trump and his allies have been demanding that the judge be impeached. That's prompted a rebuke from Chief Justice John Roberts, and lawmakers from both parties say it almost certainly won't happen.
Democrats in the Senate will not impeach judges, full stop.
If it were me, I probably wouldn't be poking the people that are going to make decisions about me.
Trump's border czar Tom Homan says the administration will follow court orders, but he's also said he doesn't care what judges think about the Trump deportation action.
We're going to keep targeting the worst of the worst, which we've been doing since day one, in deporting from the United States, to the various laws on the books.
The White House alleges those Venezuelan migrants are members of the violent Tren de Aragua gang, but late last week in a sworn declaration, an immigration official acknowledged that many of those deported individuals had no criminal record. Attorneys for Jersey Reyes Barrios, a professional soccer player from Venezuela with reportedly no criminal record, say he was apparently one of the men sent to El Salvador. They say he came to the United States border legally, seeking asylum in 2024, and was accused of being a gang member by law enforcement because they believed he had gang-related tattoos. So he was detained at the border, then deported to El Salvador without notice, the administration refusing to show any evidence that could confirm his alleged gang affiliation. And now sources tell ABC News that the IRS is looking to help out with deportation efforts. The arrangement is not finalized yet, but the IRS might be able to help immigration officials access sensitive private taxpayer data to help them confirm names and addresses of deportees. Rebecca?
The IRS. And Terry, we're also learning the vice president's wife is set to visit Greenland this week.
That's right. There's a U.S. delegation going to Greenland, including the National Security Advisor, Michael Waltz, and Usha Vance, the Second Lady of the United States. This has infuriated the Greenlanders, who overwhelmingly do not agree and do not want to see Donald Trump and the United States take over Greenland. The Prime Minister saying that what is the National Security Advisor doing in Greenland? The only purpose is to demonstrate power over us. Rebecca?
All right, Terry, thank you.